there were a number. Well, there was a protest held in Cavan over the weekend. It started on Friday and went on until lunchtime yesterday. And I would have attended on Saturday and Sunday for a number of hours. And I went in there because I wanted to talk to the people that were in there. And the people that were farmers, farming contractors, hauliers, but a lot of other people there just to support them. Right now, I didn't witness any infiltration by far-right groups, and in fact, I heard of instances where some people from the far-right turned up. They were told, "No, thank you, go away. We don't want your kind here." And what I found among the protesters in there, where they were, very good-natured camaraderie, but they were very angry. And they were angry at the government because they felt really let down, and they felt really let down because the government didn't meet them on that first day and didn't listen to them in Dublin. And I believe if some effort had been made to meet them on that first day, it would not have escalated into what it did for the rest of the week. But they just wanted to be listened to and for people to understand. Now, I spoke to one haulier. He has a number of trucks on the road. He said it's cost him 18,000 extra in fuel over the past month. He has entered into contracts with his customers, so he can't add on that cost. He wouldn't want to do that anyway to his customers, because it's just going to go on to the product that they're delivering, and it's the ordinary person will have to pay. But he can't sustain that. An agricultural contract tells me he's spending on average €500 a day on diesel. Not sustainable again. Bus drivers, like 95% of the school bus fleet, for example, is private contractors who have entered into contracts with the Department of Education, so they've got their set amount for the year. It hasn't factored in the additional cost of fuel. So what are they supposed to do? Just suck it up and go on about their business? They can't. It's going to put them out of business. So they were really at the pin of their collar. It's that on top of everything else that's been happening in the country in the last few years. The cost of fuel going up, yes, but the cost of energy over the last few years, rents going up, the construction costs, everything on top of it has just led to people at the pin of their collar, and they can't cope anymore. There was immense goodwill towards the protesters. I witnessed there several different businesses coming up at different intervals and delivering food and drinks to the protesters. There were ordinary people who were not business people. One woman came up while I was there. She said, "I so appreciate what you are doing." She had a tray of homemade scones and homemade buns for the protesters. She said, "I have a daughter with a disability." She says, "I'm driving to her to appointments on a regular basis, and I've seen the increase in the cost of diesel, and it's crippling me." We had carers there. They can't cope with it as well. They're trying to do their calls, and it's just the extra that they're spending in the week on fuel. It means it's costing them money, because they're not very well paid, we know that sector, but they're a very, very important sector. Now, there was huge anger as well at the threat of the use of the army against the people. I mean, the Defence Forces are there to protect the country and its people. They're not there to be used on the citizens of this country. And there was huge anger, and I think, again, that propelled more people to go to protest than we're initially intending to, and to state their opposition to this. We know this started with the illegal war on Iran, waged by the warmongers Trump and Netanyahu. But the government needs to be prepared for this, because these crises arise. They're outside the control of the government. Everybody acknowledges that. But we need to know, we know from the Ukrainian war that drove up prices. So we need to be able to prepare to ensure that the people of the country don't end up suffering. Because, if the farmers have to absorb the extra cost, the farm contractors and the hauliers and so on, it's just ending up going back on, it's going to affect the food being produced. It's either not going to be produced, it's not going to be brought from the ports or to the ports for export, or it's going to go way up in cost, and that's going to affect every single person in the country that is trying to survive and deal with all, as I said, all the costs that they have to deal with. One thing that was brought up with me on a regular basis was the lack of support for self-employed people. And it's a real bone of contention there, that there are no real supports for self-employed people if they end up losing their business. And it's something I think that needs to be addressed. Thank you.